Hi everybody. Hopefully we're doing this right now. I'm not sure. It's almost ready to go. Let's see if I'm live here. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. As soon as we get some people, we'll see what's going on. Oh, cool, cool, cool. All right. See what we get here. Ah, there we go. Hi, Grayscale. How are you? Well, today we're going to just do something. This isn't going to be posted for um, a tracing or any of that kind of thing. We're just going to kind of do the painting, maybe just chat a little bit. I have a little board here that I actually bought this from Lana Lamb, and it's pretty reasonable. This was an arched plaque for $3.25, and that's what I'm going to do my painting on. Now, I have prepared this with a multi-purpose sealer, and I also did a sealer on this also, another sealer, because with this kind of porous background, the paint could just soak right in, and we don't want that to happen. So, hopefully we'll get a few more people in here. Let's see, what time is it? It's still not quite 10 o'clock, so we'll just wait, see what happens. If we get more people, I'm hoping that we do. There for a while, I didn't know if I was going to actually get this going. I was having some issues with it, and of course, when I'm doing things, I'm learning as I go. I've never done lives before, so it's a little bit shaky for me. But I think we'll have some fun. I think it'll be fun. Yeah, this is my first live grayscale. So, I normally do all this. I pre-tape it, and because I really don't have the equipment to, I'm using my phone, so I don't have the equipment to do lives like some people. I'm just watching on my laptop here where if there's anybody coming in, which looks like you might be the only one, Grayscale. Yeah, lives are just a little different. And the only thing here today is I'm a little concerned because I have a doctor's appointment, so I can only go till about 12 o'clock, and I don't know how long this painting's going to take. Might have to do it in a couple steps. But I'm here to answer questions and whatever you need. Yes, I am getting a delay. I noticed that. Because if I put my hand up here like this, there it goes. See, I had it up and there it goes. It's kind of interesting. There we go. So yes, let's see here. What do we have? It's one more minute till 10. We'll just wait a couple minutes, see if people come in. See what happens. It's a little bit warm here today. I have my little chicken here from another painting that I did, and I didn't want to lose it. So I just kind of pasted it on my easel. Would like to get my background a little bit hidden here. This will go over nice. Oh no, nah, it doesn't go over too well. I may have to set up a little differently next time. So, Grayscale, do you do a lot of live? Oh, good. Good. Well, we'll see how this works out for me because I want to try to expand my station, get more people watching, and maybe this is what it needs. I'm not sure. Now, once I go back to work, I might not be able to do this on Thursdays, but right now, as of now, I usually watch my grandkids on Thursdays, and their parents are home working from home, so I may not have them for a while. I don't know. Okay, so we are going to start with the background. Now we're going to use a foam roller, and we're going to apply some house or green. And I'm just using DecoArt paints for this. Now this house or green light is what it is. We're going to slap that on. I'm just going to put this out. Now, oh, I got to shake it up. It's a little watery right now. I use a palette, glass palette. So I'm going to be using that palette, and I don't have anything to show as far as like lifting it up to you, but right now I don't have to mix anything, so it should be okay. I just have to get it on there with my foam roller. Then it'll have to dry a little bit. Has to dry completely. So just gonna get my foam roller now. This is just like painting. If you use a roller, I believe you wouldn't have any problem with this. You're going to just apply it to the surface, which I hope I'm not in the way. Oops. And one of the nice things, well, my easel's a little different from most people's. I just use a little easel. My mom got me this one year for my birthday, so I always use it. Um, she's no longer with me, but she didn't want I was getting to a point, and you may have seen this in some of my other videos, that um, I was really getting frustrated with art. I wasn't getting anywhere with it. I felt frustrated with it. Um, and she just told me, don't ever give it up. So I took her room and made it my art room, my art studio. And that's where I paint. So this has to dry completely. Now hopefully it will dry. Oh, there comes my doggie, Sally. And I am going to what, Sally? What is it? What did you do? Come here, Sally. Oh. Here's my doggie. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. No, she won't. She won't say hi. She's funny. Okay. So we're waiting for this to dry, and then we're going to actually put another coat of that green, and we're going to add some random colors of black green, some olive green, some cranberry wine, and some warm white. So I'm just going to get those out. Now these are all, like I said, these are all DecoArt. So we have the cranberry wine, we have warm white, I have olive green, well, I have black green right here. I have olive, oh boy, I'm sweating. Been sweating quite a bit. And this is a folk art. I couldn't find olive green in the other DecoArt. And what was the other one? Black green. Okay, I think I have everything. And we'll put those out on my palette as well. But we're going to wait for this one part to dry. Maybe some other people will come in. Yes, Grayscale. Actually, my dog is an adopted dog. We rescued her from the animal shelter. And they told me she is a Bichon Frise. And this dog is amazing. She is the sweetest dog. I just adore her. She never she never complains. She doesn't talk, but uh, she she she's just such a good girl. Such a good girl. Now we're going to use a filbert for this. I have this is a number 12 filbert. Once this dries a little bit, I'd use the hair dryer, but once you know the phone would ring, huh? Well, it's somebody I don't know, so I'm not answering it. That's my landline. Oh, I'm sorry, Sally. I stepped on Sally. So we're going to use this filbert, and you want to use a 1-inch filbert. So I think this number 12 is pretty good. So we're going to put some more of our house of green out. Oops. Oh, that came out pretty good. Came out of the bottle rather quick. I'll put some of my olive green out. Now, normally, I do have my tracings. When I do my other paintings, I have my tracings on Patreon. So if you join my Patreon for $1 a month, you can download all traceables. Now, my earlier ones are on my website, and that is marydunn-pittsburghartist.com. And you can get some of those there. Also, the earlier ones that I did when I first started doing this. So, now I'm just putting all my paint colors out. Okay. I like this black green. It is so pretty. It does look black, and it's kind of interesting. It's very, very dark green, but it really is a nice shade. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this on, then we have to let it dry a little bit too. So we're kind of slip slapping it, which is an interesting way of doing things. So I'm going to start out with my Lighthouse or green. And I'm just going to kind of slip slap if I can without this falling backwards. Kind of just putting these shades, different shades, get a little dark. And you can do this any which way you want. I mean, you don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. But like I said, I'm not giving you this because I really didn't get permission from the artist to do this. But I just figured to start with something, we'd have this to start with. And I'm going to use some of that black. See that black green, how nice that blends in with that green. It's very nice. Get a little white here. And I'm not rinsing off my brush. I'm just letting it go. Get some of that nice cranberry in there. A little bit of that. You know, green and red always looks nice. I'll put some white down in here. The dark green Hi, Anton. Oh, it's nice to see ya. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, we're working on a board that's pre-cut. And it's basically, I just wanted to chat and just get to know people a little bit and have them get to know me somewhat. I don't have any instruction for this, or I don't have any kind of tracing available because I really didn't get permission from the original artist here. I just wanted to do something that we could chat and talk and get things moving here a little bit. Now I don't want to mix it too much because I don't want to create a muddy background. So I'm going to get a paper towel here. See if I can move this a little bit better so it's centered better. There we go. Oh, now you really see all my stuff back there. My backdrop isn't covering it. So, hi Vera, how are you? I haven't seen you for a while. How's it going? Hope things are going okay. I hope everybody's doing well. This has just been such a ordeal with this quarantine. Our governor has us in yellow right now, and I'm thinking that we're going to go to green soon, and if we go to green, I'll be going back to work. So I'm a little nervous about that. I am actually retired, but I work part-time in my first profession, which was hairstylist, and I work in a men's haircutting franchise, which is called Sport Clips. You may have heard of it. So I am a little nervous about that because you know how it is. I mean, we're going to be right on top of each other, and that's going to be horrible. Just horrible. Now, I don't know how this is going to sound for you guys, but I am going to try to dry it a little bit so we can get this moving because I do have to go to the doctor's and I might not be on here very long. Does that make too much noise? Let me know. We're going to put another coat of this on, and then we're going to add some salt to it, and that kind of really does a neat little trick with this. Of course, I'm sure you've already known that. I'm not making too much noise, am I? It's so nice to see you guys. I'm so glad that you came on. Last week I started, and I don't think I had enough messages out there for everybody. So, if you know Geo, Team Build with Geo, I had her advertise it on the Advertising Junction. You might want to catch her if you want to grow your station. I know a few of you on here have probably been on her station, and she really helps promote you, and you do get eventually monetized. Now, because I've had my station for 3 years now, which is building very slow, my hours are not getting up there yet. It seems like every day they go down instead of up, but I'm sure everything will be fine. So I'm going to continue with my number 12 filbert, doing that slip slap kind of motion again. And look at how nice that covers now. It's really covering up very well. Let me go into my red, kind of just slip slap it. A little of the black green, you know, red and green together really makes a nice combination. We just don't want to slip slap too much and then make it muddy. Kind of get away from that muddiness. And this doesn't have to be in any particular order. It's just kind of slip slapping it over that. So let's see, Vera. We're okay. I actually am going to the doctor's today for my physical, so I guess I'll find out more. I've been struggling these past few months with my arthritis in my hands of all places. Not a good place to have arthritis, but when you're an artist. So hopefully we'll get something where. Okay, so we got that slip slapped on. Now, what I'm gonna do, I have some salt, and I have the sea salt. You can see that sea salt, Morton sea salt. It's extra coarse, and I am going to just drop some of this onto my painting. See what happens here. So I'm gonna have to set this down, and then we will show you what happens. Now this I'm hoping it works. And this is something that we're gonna mist it a little, just very lightly, because we want those little salt pieces to start working. Just kind of mist it lightly, and it will kind of pull. Almost, if you do this on watercolor, it does the same thing, the same exact thing. Also, I wanted to tell you while this is working here about the book that my daughter wrote, and I did the little illustrations. I'm working on her second book now. You can find this on Amazon, and every book that's sold, $1 goes to Alex's Lemonade Stand. My great nephew had leukemia, and it was really scary for all of us. He got through it. He's fine now. He had to get a bone marrow transplant from his father, and luckily everything is good. But when he was getting the bone transfer from his dad, it was sad. It was kind of scary because the dad got had a heart issue during that procedure. But thank goodness everybody's very, very in good shape. We're thankful. And now we're working on book number 2. I've changed the little boy up a little bit to make him look a little different now that I got the hang of the illustration. Did we have anybody else join here? No. Okay, well, if you have any questions, just let me know. Be happy to help you in any way I can. If you have questions on past paintings that you're interested in finding answers to, I'd be happy to share anything that I know. I started out as a self-taught artist, and when I went to college, I almost minored in art, but I went to college. I was like a single parent at the time, and I was just trying to get out of there so I could get a decent job and take care of my kids. And instead I minored in theology, which was very, very interesting as well. I mean, I really enjoyed that. Okay, I'm going to kind of dry this again. I'm going to dry it so I can get to the next step. Whew, I'm losing. So this kind of gives a little bit of a design on here. It's not real noticeable, but if you're close up, you'll see it more so. um, kind of losing all the salt. So just put that down for a minute. Dump this out in my garbage can. The ones that stay on, I'll just continue drying. So, well, after a few years, when my kids got older and I could leave them a little bit more, I joined a couple different art groups. I exhibited some of my paintings. I did a lot of pastel at the time, and it really was fun. I mean, I loved doing that because I had always been so. I don't know if you can hear me. I was always afraid to do that. Because I know people can be cruel, and I really didn't have enough confidence in my art at the time. And it eventually grew. I mean, I actually started to enjoy exhibiting, and then I started to take classes when I was retired. I took them at the community college, which is right up the street from me. I took those classes, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I had a good time. I learned a lot, and so you can see, I don't know if you can see the little speckles in there, but that's what the salt has done. It made those little speckles, which made that really stand out real pretty. I really like that. Okay, let's see, did anybody else join us? No. Okay, so we're going to do this pattern that I have. I'm going to trace it on some tracing paper. Now, when I'm going to just take this off of here. This way it'll dry a little bit. Let me get my tracing paper. And a pencil. Now, this is one way of keeping your stencils from wearing out. If you don't want your stencils to get messed up, this is the picture that I'm going to be tracing. Just get some tracing paper, trace it on the tracing paper, and then you'll be able to see where you place it on your drawing too. I sometimes draw things out. I'm better. I haven't done it for so long that I'm kind of lost my talent there. But when I did the elephant, I did draw it, and I was off a little bit. I wasn't off too much because then I traced on top of it to see how I did. So I just kind of want to do all this, all the lines. Well, this would be for any type of thing. Now, if you're interested in this painting, you can go on Lana Lamb's site, and she has it there, and you can buy the digital download. Everything is digital. And these are more considered like crafts instead of actual paintings. So it'll take me a few minutes here to trace this, but I wanted to show you how I do it. Is everyone still here? Or did you guys leave? Did you get bored with me? Who's all still in the room, in the chat? Let me know who's in here. Oh, it looks like no one's here. Oh, Vera's still here. Thank you, Vera. I haven't heard from you in a while. I hope you're doing okay. So if I was doing this not on a chat, I would probably have this laying down. It's kind of hard to do this with it standing up. Because this is copyrighted, that's why I'm not having anything posted other than the painting, me doing it. I think we have enough right there. Oops. Okay, things are almost dry on the... So the next thing that I do, that I like to do, and I have to do this in a white pencil or a white chalk, is I will take this, and you can also, on the back of this, just trace it again, but I'm going to use a white charcoal pencil for this. I think you can see it. There we go. So I'm going to just go over the picture. And I probably will need to sharpen this at some point, so I will definitely step away and do that. So if you want your station to grow, you can go over to Team Build with Geo. She'll help you out with that. And if you want to see someone else that does some art, now she's a blind artist. Let me go get this sharpened. And her name is, I think it's called Artfully Yours with Diana. And she will help you also. She likes to see new people on her station or her channel. And she gave me a shout out this week. Which I thought was so nice. So I have this in charcoal. Got this background, and this is in white. Sometimes I'll do it in black. Sometimes I'll use a graphite paper. Oh, that's nice. Oh, good, Grace. That's nice, Vera. I have I've been working very hard since I've been off these past few months. I did my cleaning of the house, the whole house. I haven't done that for so long. And I also have been working outside. I put in my garden, my little garden. I don't have much because the ground here is very bad. And no matter what I've tried, I have issues. I hope that this year it turns out okay. So I put in some plants. I do have a compost pile, which I use to um, plant my tomatoes. I can't seem to grow zucchini. I don't know what it is about this yard here that doesn't like the zucchini. Uh, I've been putting down mulch, which is killing me. No wonder I hurt so much. So I've been doing those kinds of things. Let's see, what time is it? Because I do have to make sure I don't go over a certain time here. Okay, oh, 10:30. Okay, we've got some time. I've got a couple hours to do this. Hope you all have something to drink. I'm still waiting for this to dry. So let me see here. I'm going to use my hair dryer again. My little Sally, she left me. She gets nervous when I'm here because things drop. And I don't have a very big space to be doing a lot of these things, but it's big enough, I guess. Just dry here. Oh, I'll have to check you out here. I'll have to check your garden. Mine only has 3 plants, so I don't have a very big one. Uh, Only because we have the deer that eat my things, and I just figure I'm not gonna. I just try it and see. My last year, I did have a nice little crop of tomatoes. Um, it was quite nice, but I don't know how this year's gonna turn out, so we'll see. All right, now I'm gonna trace this on. I'm gonna get some tape. Um, just have to find some. I think I had some over on the other side here. In the back of my wall, I have some tape. I'm just going to use frog tape. I like that. Do you see the little speckles? It just kind of gives it a little bit of something different. Let's see, we want our little flower to be centered just about right there. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put it right there so it doesn't move when I'm tracing. I don't want it to move. And let me get my pencil. And we'll trace it on. Now you might have to trace a little harder here. Just so that chalk will move. I mean, stay on the piece here that we're doing. So this is just some good tips, like I'm giving you a few good tips how you can do things through this painting. Next time, every Thursday we're on, so I will have something a little bit more special that you can actually work with. We can call it a paint party. And I will have the tracing on Patreon. So if you become a patron for $1 a month, you can have access to all the tracings. Now, usually when I have those on, they show up smaller than what you need. So you kind of have to enlarge them. So you have to go to Kinko's or somewhere, or FedEx, I guess it's called now, in order to get that. Let's get this. Oh yeah, this is going good. Okay, very nice. Oh, there's a little breeze coming in here. Boy, it's so warm. And whoops, there goes my light. Oh, shoot. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Oh, oh man. I am so sorry. Jeez. Ugh. Oh boy. Well, that didn't go too well, did it? Well, we're still live. We're still live, but we had a little issue. So let's see here. There we go. I have to clean up, so give me a few minutes, and I will be back. Oh man, what a mess. Ugh. Well, that's what happens when you've not done anything before. I'm just glad I have plastic down on the floor. Oh boy. Oh boy. Not a good way to start out, huh? Oh dear. That's my light. It falls over for some reason. I can't get it to stand up all the time. I must have knocked it. Or this air that's coming in the... Let's see if I can get it back a little further. There we go. Just trying to get my... There we go. Okay, let me just clean up this wet here. You can laugh all you want. This is kind of funny if you ask me. Just dabbing here a little bit. Thank goodness I didn't have, well, that I did have the plastic down. Okay. That was just a little bit of air coming in, which felt really good at the time. Anyways. All right. So we are unplugged with the... Okay, I have to put that back in there. I'm sorry about my hand. Okay. Oh, goodness. Well, yeah, I guess this happens to everybody, huh? Little crazy stuff. It's nice to have a little bit of support, that's for sure. That I know things like this happen to people, so that was my drink. I guess I shouldn't have had it on my table. My little slide table. I'll be all sticky now when I go to the doctor's. All right, let me have a little drink of what's left. Okay. back to tracing. All right. So let's get this on. Now, you can, anytime you're tracing anything, I'm still tracing with the pencil. But I'd like to save this tracing so that I can use it again. But you can trace in a different color instead of a pencil. Like, I'm sure you know this. A lot of people will trace it in red. Some people will trace it in blue. Just a different color. Then that way you kind of know where you left off with your tracing. This shit comes through here. Okay, now we just have to do the stem. go. Very nice. It traced out very nicely. Okay, so I'm going to move this to the back here. And I only have one light on, which is my big, huge light. All right, let's see what our next step is. So we're going to use some Hauser Light Green and a number 3 round brush, and we're going to put this on the stems. So let's see if I can find a number 3 round. Number 6. I may not have a number 3, so I might have to use a different one. 8, 12, 6. Oh, that's surprising. Got a lot of 8s and 6s. Let's see this. 8. And most of these are, you know, they're sized. Each manufacturer sizes them differently. So it can. Oh, I got a number 4. So I think that's pretty close. I'm going to use the number 4. And I'm going to use my light Hauser. First, I want to wet my brush. Kind of get it. You know, when you're doing a craft like this, you always want to wet your brush first. So it just kind of flows a little bit better. Now this is going to need a couple coats. I'm going to push this off to the end here. Only because I just wanted it to go off of the plate. I'm just wiping that off because it was a little too big. Okay, and I use baby wipes to do that. There we go. And we're going to put 2 coats on. Okay, let's see. Okay. So you want to let that dry a little bit. And we're going to put another coat on. Actually, it's not too bad doing a live other than little things that happen. They happen. Little things happen. Okay. We'll let that dry. I'll rinse that out. And the thing is, you don't want your brushes to sit in the water too long because it'll go up into the furrow and it can damage the brush. So you want to just wipe it off. Poor Grayscale, you had that too. Oh, we all have accidents, is right. I just don't want to get any of the paint on me. That's the thing I'm worried about more than anything, because I'm ready to go to the doctor, so. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, let's see, I got to find my 0, which is here. That's going to be next too. I have a 5/0 brush. And like I said, I was using this one here. That is a number 4. So we're going to get the olive green, and we're going to go down the right side of the stem. So olive green. same brush, number 3. Let's see if I can do this without shaking. Let's see. Right side. Pick up a little bit more paint. All right, olive green on the right side. Then see if I can blend that. I might get more of my Hauser green here, just kind of so it'll blend it. Just kind of blending it in with the other. Just kind of giving it a blend to make it look like it's all part of each other. Okay, so then we're going to get some of our black green and we're going to add some dots just along the left side. So that's my little tiny 5/0. Just tiny dots. We're going to go all the way down here with that. All the way down. You can make it a little bit wobbly. If you're doing a stem, you don't want it to be perfect. So stems are not straight. A lot of stems are not straight. Okay, and I am going to try to blend some of this in here, just a tad. So, okay, and so we're going to put some olive green in there also, in that side of the stem. And we're going to dot some of these in here. Just kind of making it look like it comes over a little bit. Just dotting it and leaving some of that Hauser green showing through. We want it to show through. All right. Okay, so now we're going to add a little bit of white also. Okay, so we're going to put a couple of these on the right side here just to highlight a little bit. Just a few little highlights. Just dotting it like very lightly. And just put that as a highlight. Kind of like tapping it so it kind of like blends with this. More blending, you know. You can use your fingers anytime. Anytime you're painting, it's always nice to use your fingers. Get your fingers into the painting. Just like kids, they like to finger paint. Okay. And I'm going to just get some of that olive green. Kind of just give it a little bit more here. Just kind of go over some of that so it's not so bright. Okay. All right, so now we're going to base coat the leaf here with the Hauser light green. I'm just using that round brush, the number 3. It's supposed to be a number 3, but I really don't have that, so just using the number 4. Okay. Oh, that's okay, Vera. My internet is the same way. Hopefully we don't get lost. I have Comcast, and half the time it's just so slow. It drives me nuts. Okay, so we're going to highlight. Well, first of all, we're going to shade this by, we're going to mix some of the black green with some soft black. I have soft black in the DecoArt. So we're going to mix a little bit of the soft black and that Hauser green. Equal parts. So I'm going to put that out on my palette. I'm going to add some more of my black green. To my palette. And we're going to do that. Let's see here now. All right. I'm going to grab a little bit of my black green, a little bit of my soft black, mix half and half. So you have a little bit of a color that looks like this. Well, you can't see it very well, but and we are going to put that on the left side here, I believe. It's the left side. Okay, on each side and next to the stem. All right. Each side of the stem. Being very careful. You just want a little line here. You don't want anything to be too thick, especially on this side here. This could be a little bit more. And we can blend that in with the light green here. Just grab a little bit. That blends very nicely. See how that nicely blended into that? Not pressing hard, I'm just doing it very lightly. You don't want to press too hard, then it won't blend right. I'm grabbing a little bit more of the Hauser green. I really want this to be soft. Very soft. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to mix a little hot olive green and Hauser light, just half and half, making it just a tad darker. Oh, that air feels so good. I hope my light doesn't fall over again. Now my backdrop will probably fall over. But it feels really good. Just want to blend this a little bit more. Kind of making it look more like it's dimensional. There we go. That really looks nice. All right, so they want you to also put some little black dots on the leaf, I guess. So I'm going to do that with the black green. Just some little dots. Hi, Sally. She's back. She's back. You know what? I don't know daisies and how they actually look. I don't know if this is the way they are, if they have these little black dots. I'm not sure. If you guys know, let me know. Get a little bit more here. Just dotting it up. I'm going to put a little bit of that mix that I made just to highlight some more here. Just to get it in there. There we go. I want it to be totally covered up. Okay. All right. So you got those little dots in. All right, so now we're going to base coat the flower. And we are going to use warm white. We're going to put 2 coats of warm white on. And I got to get a little tiny filbert, and I think I might have one of those. Let's see. Tiny filbert. Okay, I guess I do not have, oh, wait. Here's one. This is a lunar blender. So I'm going to use that because it has that filbert tip. Okay, so we're going to do the petals in warm white. And you go back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth to really get your brush loaded. And we're going to just kind of get these filled in now. 2 coats. I gotta say that air feels so wonderful. Even though it did knock things over. I love to paint, you know, especially during this time when we were all kind of quarantined and we couldn't do anything. Couldn't really go out much. My husband's gigs were all canceled. Yeah, that's been a little bit, and it took me forever. Yesterday, I finally got my unemployment, it took forever for me to get unemployment. I said it just like, wow, so this kind of helps when, you've got issues like that. Uh, it just gets your mind off of things for a while. It especially helped me with my mom when she passed away. Like I think that's when I really went gung ho into this YouTube thing. It was so nice that my brother-in-law bought me the first camera, and I still use that when I'm doing my Take Five art journals. I use that camera, and I love it. I love being able to show people how to paint. I was teaching at different places like these paint parties and stuff. I was doing that for a while. Uh, I was I just love to be able to see how people paint. It's just so nice. It's just so nice to see that they enjoy it, that they learn something. Today I got a picture from someone that did my um, painting of a unicorn, and they wanted to know if they could sell it. And I said, sure, go ahead. I mean, it's just that you don't want to mass produce things and, you know, teach it. Um, but yeah, if you can make some money, by all means, do it. But it just makes me feel so good when people do paint and I get to see what they've done and they share it with me. That's probably one of the most exciting things, that you show somebody that you're doing something and they're learning from what you're showing them. Yeah, I was teaching up at Hobby Lobby before the quarantine, but I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. It was just getting to be too hard with working and trying to get people to come in. And I mean, I didn't charge a whole bunch for my lessons, but some people, it's just hard. Oh, you hear that bird out there? That's kind of a neat bird, isn't it? I love that sound. And then people will get discouraged. There it goes again. Ha, I caught it with my head this time. Um, People will get discouraged because they feel that they should have the same look as you do when you paint. And when you're starting out, I mean, I've been painting since I was 11 years old. So I have to say that, it's time consuming. It takes a long time to learn. It's not easy, and you have to keep practice, 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 and that's how you get good at it. That's how you get good at it. It's like anything else. When you learned how to ride your bike, you had to practice. Um, you do get rusty, and they say it's like riding a bike, but don't think that's true. Because when I retired, I bought a bike, and you think I could ride that bike? I keep falling off of it. It's not as easy as you think. You have to learn all over again, and I just don't want to get hurt, so I am not doing it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put. Oh, look at how nice that looks so far. That's really cool. Um, yeah, so like if you're painting flowers and you're putting it on something like this that is porous, you want to make sure you seal it. You want to make sure that it's sealed a few times, because if not, that paint is going to soak up into that porous surface. Same with wood. You make sure that you put something that's a sealer. And when we started, I showed you this multi-purpose sealer, which I used on this. And I did this last week, waiting to see if anybody was going to show up for the lessons. And unfortunately, nobody did. So I think I advertised it a little bit better this time. And with Geo advertising it on Advertising Junction, it kind of gave me a little bit more. So if you guys want to stop by every week, every Thursday, I'm going to keep going until we build up a nice bunch of people. Um, okay, so I'm going to start again. I'm going to put another coat on. You have to wait till this paint dries, because this paint is a craft paint, and it's not as good as a uh, expensive type paint. It will lift off, so that's why you have to do it in steps. If you're doing a craft paint. I have another one we're going to do. It's a rooster, but I want to do stuff that you can actually do yourself. Like I said, this was just something I thought, well, it probably would be good to start out with, just to see how many people show up in my little stream. And next time we'll do something that I can teach, and you can get the tracings. I don't want Lana to get mad at me, because I love her work. She has her own station too. See how that's lifting off, so I have to be careful. This still isn't quite dry enough, I guess. So maybe I'll wait a little bit more. Let me dry it. Okay, so we're going to make some noise. Okay. So how are we doing on time? Okay, we got 1 more hour. I hope to finish this. If not, we'll finish it next week. Um, we can finish it next week, because like I said, I have to go to the doctor's, and unfortunately I have to go at 12 o'clock. I'm sorry to have to do that. But we can finish it next week. Be happy to do that. Just leave a little message in the comments down below that you'd like to see me finish this, and we will do that. I think that where this is like making those little spots, I think that's where the salt was. Oh, Sally's still here with me. I can hear her. She's behind the backdrop there. That's my secret back. That's why I got it covered. I'm working on that book. So this filbert, it's a short-handled brush, but it really is a nice little brush. Now, I don't know where you can get these now. This was a Princeton. I bought this at Packatans, and they are no longer in business. Michaels took over, and they don't carry this brand. And I don't know who has this brand.